Hi Eve. Okay, how are you doing? Bit of a rush today. Set up my ingredients, forgot fennel seed, so I was running around like headless chicken. So I'm still setting up, which is bad really, because I tell you guys to get yourself ready. Okay, okay, that's good. Just get myself ready, waiting for you guys to get comfy. Anybody new to this? The list of ingredients that I gave you. If you have them already, then it's easier to get through the live event. So I know there's some people that have found out about this. Hi James. Found out about this. Someone shared this with a large group of people, so we might get more people today, just in case. So I'm going to go through the ingredients while I'm setting up, multitasking. So bear with me. Okay, so what you need set up, okay? You need your puff pastry sheet or your puff pastry. I'm going to show you how to roll that out. Your sausages, your pork mince, your parma ham, but that's to one side. Salt and pepper, eggs, that's for later. Fennel seeds, that's for the top. And then some herbs. I've cut some herbs from the garden. Equally, you'll need some red onions, okay? So, like I say, red onions as well, alright? If you haven't got the red onions, no drama. But for the vegans, we're going to cook the red onions first, alright? If you're having the Posh sauce, which are these still Posh, we'll still do the onions. Can you serve that as a side dish, okay? So look at the ingredients. Make sure you've got them all ready before you crack on. And it just makes it easier to execute. And you can follow me better, okay? Right. A little bit longer. Woo. Sorry, I'm a bit exhausted. I got there in the end. Right. So for the vegetarian one, I keep on saying vegan, but it's not vegan, it's vegetarian. You need a baked sweet potato. So if you're watching this later, make sure you've got a baked sweet potato, onions, and some feta, okay? Also, you're gonna use the same ingredients for the vegetarian ingredients in the meat one. We're going to apply to the vegetarian one, okay? I'm getting myself confused. I'm not doing very well here. So what I'm doing now, just to get ready, I'm just breaking up my pork mince. Ready. Ready to rock. Right, is everybody ready? Who's live now? So the first things first we need to do is we are going to cut some onions. I'm just going to wash my hands and we're going to do some onion peeling. Okay. We all right? Right, let's go. Excellent. Right, we've got 8 people watching. Fantastic. This is good. Hi, Mum. Right. Okay. First things first, folks. Let's go down here so we can see what's going down here. We are going to get the onions on. All right. So you need a frying pan on the stove. Okay. Get it warm. I'm going to light mine now. So I've got a small pan on, just a small frying pan. Keep it nice and low, all right? You don't want it to be too hot. Just little light on there, okay? And now we're going to get our onions. I've got a pack of onions here from Aldi, okay? Just take a couple out, just a couple. That's all you'll need, all right? 2 onions, okay? I'm going to show you how to peel them, all right? So let's crack on. Okay, I'm going to bring the camera down. Join me down here. You notice I've got my Muppet apron on. Okay, everybody see that? Okay, so here we go. So have a bowl on the side, ready for your mess. Ignore that, we're going to use that later. And you get a knife, onion, bottom, top, or the top and tail of an onion, okay? Oh, it's because I've got a mirror camera. It's a bit funny. Right, top, tail, okay? First things first, you get a knife. Make sure you've got a parent with you. Oh, anybody new to the live event, make sure if you're a child, you've got an adult with you and you've washed your hands and they're looking after you, okay? If you're using a knife, make sure you get permission for your folks first, okay? Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut down. Don't cut all the way. And then what you're going to do is you're going to peel it back like that. That's your top gone. This one, do the same again. Cut not all the way through like that and pull down like that. And then what you should be able to do is with a little bit of, I haven't got nails, so just pull the skin off and that's your first peeled onion, okay? Leave that to one side, perfect. Okay, next one, do it again. Cut the top, don't cut all the way through and pull the skin off that way. Cut it, not all the way through, pull the skin off that way. Then what you do is you grab the skin and peel it off, and that's it. Okay, very simple. Now, one of the first lessons I learnt when I was cooking was how to peel and cut an onion. All right, peel and cut an onion. Is that easy? Right. So now you're going to have the onion sitting like that. What you want to do is you want to make this safe to cut. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get a larger knife now. Let me go and get a sharpener. Because now we're going to cut these onions up, all right? My stove's gone out, that's handy. That's not good. Oh, out of gas. Good start, folks, isn't it? So let's put that back in like that. Oh, we're good. Right. We're cooking on gas again. Oh. Bit of a false start today. Okay, so what we're going to do, back to these. Okay, let's wipe the blade. So I've sharpened it and I've just got to make sure it's nice and clean and tidy. Alright? Okay, so you've got the rings. You want to cut right down these rings. Now with your hand, like a claw. Do you remember last time? Fingers, thumb behind, like that. Your thumb behind, your fingers in front. Let's do it that way. My thumb stays out the way. Okay? And put the knife all the way down like that. Move that to one side, do the next one. Top towel. Keep your thumb away like that. Okay? Next thing we're going to do, with the rings, see the rings going round, away from you. Get the knife and we're going to slice. I'm doing it as thin as I can because it cooks better. Okay? If you're nervous, use, just take your time, okay? Make sure that when you use a knife, that the point always stays on the board and the head of the heel of the blade runs through the vegetable. And when it gets too close, don't cut anymore. You don't want to cut your fingers off. Leave that. Use that for something else. I'm going to show you what we're going to use that for later. Alright? These onions, I'll do these a bit quicker. There you go, I'm not going to cut any more because that slides off. That's always a bit dangerous. Be careful of those outer skins. Alright? But, It's not about speed, it's about safety. Don't rush through these. So, I'm just going to cut these. Leave that to one side, just be safe. Nice and thin, okay? Perfect. That's all you need, that's loads. These onions we're going to set to one side because I'm going to use them for something else. Alright? So there's your onions. Let me throw this away. Okay. Now, grab the onions, put them in a bowl, like that. And then we're going to start frying. Now the secret here is low and slow, okay? Alright? So we've got our onions on. I've started to cry a little bit. Sharp knives, always good. Okay, now we're going to bring you over here. Let's get my tea out of the way. There's chaos in here today. Done well today. All over the shop. Let's move that away like that so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so the pan, let's bring it down here. Hi, Dawn. Right, so got my pan on. Okay, nice low heat, nothing too hot. Little bit of I've got a bit of rapeseed oil, really good, instead of olive oil. If you've got olive oil, that's fine. A little drizzle like that, that's all you want in there. Okay, turn it down a bit more, don't want it too smoky, that's a bit fierce. Right, onions in. Okay, how are we all doing? Okay, you've got your onions on. Now what I've got any herbs, put whatever herbs you like in it. I've got a fresh sprig of rosemary, just stick that in like that. The other thing is, you want to encourage the moisture to come out of these onions. A little bit of salt, a nice pinch of sea salt, okay, just like that. And a nice splurge of pepper, okay? That's that salted, okay? Give it a good shake. Grab a wooden spoon and start just kind of digging around there. Just get it going, alright? What we're going to try and do is going to make a like little caramelised onion here, right? Cool. Even these onions are making me cry. See? Don't matter how long you've been in the game, I've got a sharp knife and I still cry. Cool. It's emotional. Okay, so the onions are still plodding along. Sorry about the squeaking. Okay, let's go down again. So, onions. We'll call it sweating. We're getting all that flavour in there. It's got salt and pepper in there. Okay? We're going to speed this up a little bit. Because what we're going to do is we're going to introduce a little teaspoon of sugar to get it going. See, look, this is where we want that kind of like translucent. But we also want to try and keep the colour. Okay? So a little trick is a little dash of vinegar and a bit of sugar. And it brings out the colour. Okay? If you haven't got vinegar, don't worry. It's not a drama. I'm going to use a bit of balsamic. Everybody seems to have a bit of balsamic. We'll leave it cooking for a little bit longer. Okay? But what you'll smell is you'll smell the rosemary that I put in there, or the herb that you put in there, a little sprinkle of herb, and you'll smell it as it starts to cook. It'll be great. Alright? And the reason why I've kept it whole is it's a word called permeate. I want the rosemary to kind of go into the onions, but I want to be able to pick that out, okay? And look at that, look how it caramelised. Look at that, it's lovely. Just keep it moving a little bit. You don't want it to burn. There you go, lovely. Good as gold. Right, so that's that there. Let me go and find a bit of sugar now. If I was in a kitchen, I'd have bay leaf in there. I'd leave it in there for quite a while, and take it a lot slower. Okay, but we're going to try and get this done quick so you can make it now. All right. So, if you're in a rush and you want to make something quick, just do it. So, the sugar goes in there. Now there's plenty of moisture in those onions, and it'll all start coming out, which is great. And then it'll attack the onions, the sugar, and start to caramelise. You see? Look at that. Looks great. Perfect. Keep that in there like that. Now at this point, switch your oven on about 200 degrees. Okay, 200 degrees C. About 7 or 8 if it's gas. About 220 if it's not fan assisted. But look at the colour. Look, lovely. That's what we're going for. All right. Right, so we've got that now. Now if you haven't got vinegar, don't worry, alright? But I'm going to put a dash of malt vinegar won't work, cider vinegar or balsamic. Most people have a little bit of balsamic, but a little tickle like that, that's all you want, not a lot. And then give it a stir. That's it, look at the colour now, boom, look at that. All of a sudden it changes. Look, goes from this kind of pale red to like a little dark red. Okay, look at that. And you'll smell it be quite strong and pungent, but that's okay. But look at that, that's what we're looking for, that nice rich colour. See that rich colour? Now, what we're going to do now is, that's not far away actually, it hasn't taken long at all, but look how quick those onions are caramelised. Got a nice colour now. Now what you could do, if you wanted to go fancy, you could grate some apple into there, which would be amazing. You could put some mango chutney if you wanted, something like that. Make it a little bit more sticky. Or just cook it a lot slower so it melts down into like a little jam, okay? But look, as you can see, look, that's good as gold. Alright? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just sit that there. Maybe add a dash of water, just a little dash of water to soften it up a little bit. So go to the tap, literally a little dram of water, a little bit of water like that. Dive it in there like that. Okay, that'll help the sugar go along. All right. And then what we're going to do now is get on to the business of making our sausage rolls. All right. But the onions had to be done first because now we've got that ready to rock. Okay, switch it off. That's it. That's good as gold. Are we all happy bunnies? Alright? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show two different ways of making these sausage rolls. I'll put my glasses back on now, stop crying. Okay, now, I've stopped crying. Glasses back on. Everything's happy. How is everybody? Everybody all right? Claire, okay? Everybody still following me? James, are you still with me? Are we all together? Let me know when you're ready, and I'm going to go on to the next bit in a minute. Remember, you can pause. It's fine. So your onions should be like that now. Perfect. Look at that. Look, lovely. Look, lovely. Nice and sticky. All right, and a great, nice kind of rich, ready colour, like a maroon colour. All right. Right. Let's go to the next thing, which is now. If any newcomers watching want to say hi, and then everybody will have to say hello to you. All right. You're welcome. So, let's make our sausage mix. Okay. So next thing, we're going to go back down here again. Now everybody give me a thumbs up if they're a bit behind. I'll wait, but the onions can carry on cooking and just nicely simmer away while we're going on to the sausage mix. I'll give you another couple of minutes. Okie dokie, diddly pokey. Let's do the next thing. Okay. Okay, they do, don't they? Welcome, Emily. Hang on in there. If you need help, scream, okay? Give us a shout and I'll look after you, alright? Last week, someone didn't have condensed milk and we made it work. It was nuts, but it's the Bonker's Cookery show. So, hello, Emily. Nice to meet you. Okay, so grab a bowl. We are going to make our sausages. James, just keep an eye on those onions. Turn them off once they get to that stage, okay? Nice caramelised onions, perfect. Okay, keep it to one side, leave them alone. Right, okay. Woo. Right, excellent. So, a bowl, nice big bowl, okay? And you need, for this now, I'm going to bring it down, Move that out of the way, we don't need to see that yet. Actually, we might not even need to see it at all. Okay, right, so you need your sausages ready, okay? So I've got 8 sausages there. I've got 6 normal sausages and 2 Cumberlands, all right? My choice. Actually, these are the Cumberlands and they're just normal sausages. These are from Asda, these are from Aldi, all right? You'll need your pork mince. That's 500 grams of pork mince, okay? Right? Some salt and pepper. Have that ready, because you know I like my seasoning. Okay, let's get rid of the steel. We need that for the pastry. Okay, so the first things first is get your pork mince. Okay, this might make plenty of sausage rolls, but it's okay. Throw it in there, okay? Nothing too fancy. Now, if we made, I'm going to go down here. If we made the sausage rolls just out of this mince, what will happen is the liquid will come out and it will go straight into our pastry and make it soggy, and we don't want that. Now this is where you get your hands in, because we need to break that up a little bit, okay? Don't be shy. It's all good, clean fun. Your hands are your best tool, okay? But make sure, if you've got little ones, make sure they wash their hands afterwards, because they don't want to have a funny tummy, okay? Because it's raw. These sausages, on the outside, let's move this to one side for the minute. Let's move this out of the way because we need to do this. What we're going to do is we need to cut down this skin. So each little sausage has got a bit of skin. Take the skin off, okay? Take it off. We want to lose that. Cheaper sausages have thinner skins and they fall apart, so just be careful. What we don't want is little bits of skin in there. So peel that off and throw that in your bowl with your pork mince in, okay? Lose that. Grab this, take the skin, peel it off, and away we go, alright? Okay, that's another one, alright? Do it with all 8 sausages. If you're not confident with a knife, just cut them in half, okay? So what you do is you cut them straight in half like that. Probably a bit safer. And then what you do is you take the meat out like that, okay? Like that. Got it? So let's do that again. Cut the sausage in half. Take the meat out. There you go. And away you go. Look, there you go. Once you've got all of that done, that's your mix for your sausages practically done. Okay? Okay. So that's that. This one. There you go. And the last one. Alright? Get them all in there. Because we're going to make a stonking sausage roll. So your oven should be on at good old 200 degrees. You should now have sausage and mince in there. Let's mix this bad boy up. Okay? you want to get all the sausage and the pork mince mixed together. Okay, punch it, do whatever you like, get stuck in, alright? That's all you got to do. Oh, am I dropping out? It's okay, I'm not sure why. Just, it's the weather, I blame the weather. Just let me know where you are, folks. Let me just check here. Cheryl? Cheryl? Am I dropping out?
I don't know, I'm on front of Michelle.
Oh, sorry, darling. Okay, sorry. I was just checking, see if I was dropping out here. It's okay. Okay, so you're mixing up your mince. Okay? And now you've got a nice mix like that. Okay, so it's all mixed in. Keep on mixing it. Notice I claw my fingers. You're not trying to put your fingers, you're just trying to kind of like knead it, if anything. Okay, don't need to add anything else, because what happens is the sausages that you add to the mince creates like, it'll soak up the fat. Some chefs, if you just use mince, they use flat breadcrumbs in there, but the sausage should have something called rusk in it to bulk them out. So that soaks up all the moisture. But I've got another little trick that my mum showed me with pastry that we're going to do. Okay? So, it's just a little tip for the top. But you don't need to use it, it's just me. Right, so we've got that lovely mix. Let's wash our hands. Okay? Okay, so we now have the mince ready. I've washed my hands. Okay, I'm going to move this to one side. Now, if you've got dried herbs, that's fine. Put a couple of teaspoons of dried herbs in there. I've got rosemary again. Bit of rosemary. Okay, see this? If you've got a stick of rosemary, just pull it all off there, and you've got the little pines there. Okay, not putting too much in. This is all from the garden. My parsley and my rosemary, that's going in. Let's get rid of that. Okay, now I'm going to chop these by hand. If you've got a little chopper, then do it. But chop it. If you've got dried herbs, put a couple of teaspoons of dried herbs in, one of each. You got thyme, put a little bit of that in. You got rosemary, put a little bit of that in. If you've got parsley, fine. Mixed herbs, that's even fine. Don't mind, not too precious about it. Alright? So I'm going to chop these chefy style, really fast. So it's nice like that. A little tip at the top, you're going to chop like this, finger at the end like that, and let the knife do all the work. If you've got a nice sharp knife, it will never cut you. So I'm going to chop it like that. So I've got a nice bit of chopped herbs here, okay? Okay, so there's our chopped herbs. Nice and rustic, doesn't have to be too precious. I say that every week, don't I? Right, those herbs go into the mix like that. Simple as that, okay? Alright? Now, if you wanted to, you could put a teaspoon of your chopped onions in there if you wanted to. When we get to the vegetarian one, I'll show you what I do. How is everybody doing? We all good? So, now, get your hands in again and mix it, okay? At this point, add some pepper. Remember, the sausages that you bought will have salt and pepper in it. You don't want to go too much, but the pork mince won't have. Plenty of salt, okay? You want it to be tasty. Alright? Now, get your hands in again. Mix it up. What you want to see is all the green herbs running through the meat. So you can see it all the way through, okay? So in every mouthful, you get a bit of that herb taste. And the salt and pepper. You don't want a massive mouthful of herbs, okay? Alright? You'll see the green running all the way through it. Make sure you can see herbs running through the whole mix like that. Okay? Now we're looking good. Okay? So we now have our mix nicely mixed up there. Now some chefs will take a little bit off, cook it and try it, but we're not going to do that because it'll be fine. Alright, there's plenty of flavour in the sausage that you put in there, and fear is quite firm, which is good, which is what you want. Alright, to one side. Now we're going to do the pastry. How is everybody doing? James, you okay? How's the connection? Is it poor still? Alright, I'm going to go and wash my hands because now we're going to do the puff pastry. Right, I've got another bowl here because this is going to be for the vegetarian one. You can't see it, but James, if I'm dropping out, wait until I'm finished and I'll post the video and you can follow it a little bit later, okay? If you have any trouble. I'll appreciate if you can't follow it, it's fine. But I don't want people to miss out on this because it's quite a good recipe. Alright, so I'm going to take my wooden board away because we don't need that anymore for the minute. Okay, now you need a clean surface on the deck here. Because we're now going to do two ways of doing this. Okay, I've got my ready-made piece of mix here. Okay, so that's one way, keep that to one side. Okay, well just hang in there. Just keep on following. Do it the best you can. All right, it's all good. So, I've got my puff pastry paste here. I'm gonna get some flour out. Grab some flour and a rolling pin. Okay. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut the pastry open. So this is the pack. So we're going to do this one first. So what you do with this one, move this to one side. Bit of flour there, make it like nice and non-stick. Move it around a little bit, give yourself a bit of a platform to work with, okay? What you want is you want the mix to be that wide and that deep. Probably about your rolling pin and a half, okay? And this way, about a whole rolling pin. So, like that. It might not go that far, probably go about that, like that. So you're talking about a ruler length, about 11 to 12 inches, okay? And what you do is in your flour, draw an imaginary square like that, and that's what you're looking for, okay? So what you do is you roll out the pastry that way, and see, you want to try and get it into that rectangle. See that? Okay? Right, so I've got it that way, that's good. Might even be less than that, but we'll see how much pastry we do. You don't want it too thick, because you want the pastry to cook. Too thin and it'll fall apart. Okay? I've got a recipe for Christmas that we're going to use, which you'll probably like, where you use a pastry, a recipe where you use like the pastry for pork pies, and that's lovely. Notice that I'm not moving it now, I'm trying to get it as even as possible. Try and make it the size of that rectangle that I made. Okay, and keep your hands flat and wide. So what happens is it gives you a nice even roll of the pastry. Okay, like that. Okay, so there you go. That's what we're looking for. See, nice and thin, but not too thin. Okay, let's go this way. A little bit more out. That's perfect. I don't like my pastry too thin. All right. So this is what we're going to use for the meat one. Okay. The vegetarian one, I'm going to use the ready roll mix so we can speed it up. Right now, what we're going to do, because I'm I'm going to be a bit fancy. At this point, I'm going to cut the pastry to the dimensions I want. So you want a nice even rectangle like that. Okay? And like that. And then like that. Try not to scratch your mum's kitchen surface, or your dad's, depends who does all the cooking. Or if they share it, anybody's work surface. Alright? So you've got a nice rectangle to work with. That's what your sausage roll is going to be. Okay. So now, we're going to get some eggs. So what I need you to do, 2 eggs, okay? We've got 3 eggs. It depends how big the eggs are. I like the eggs to, mostly egg yolk. So if you use three eggs, is a bit too much, I suppose. I was just making sure you had enough. 2 eggs, make sure you use egg yolk. So I'm going to show you how to separate those, okay? So I've got these little doobies here. A little ramekin, or a cup will do. A cup is fine, alright? Grab that. Let's bring this down here. Where can you see? There. Right, there. See that there? So what you do is you get the egg, crack it to one side, and get 1 whole egg in there. Okay? Then the next thing you want to do is, let's do that on there. Okay, so the next one, open the egg and make sure you lose all the egg white. So basically rock it backwards and forwards. There's a really easy way that the chefs use because they're lazy and they've got time restraints. So the egg goes like that in there. This next one is, now you could save your egg yolks, egg whites, and I'll show you what I made with my egg whites the other day. Right, so just pour the egg yolk into your hand like that and separate it. That's that done. Get rid of that, you don't need that anymore. Wash your hands. So I've now washed my hands. Okay. Now, what you do now is you grab that ramekin, get a pastry brush and give it a good mix. So all we're going to do is break it up, break those yolks up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, oh, that's that, right. So what I'm doing is breaking those yolks up. You want to mix them up and start mixing them up. So break them up, break them up, break them up, like that. So you've got a nice egg yolk mix. Egg white is okay, but egg yolk gives you a nice colour, right? Give it a nice mix, okay? At this point, have a little splash of milk in there, just a little tickle. And what we're talking about tickle-wise, just the lid. A little bit of the lid in, like that, and pour that into your egg mix. That will help break up the eggs a little bit. When it comes to the eggs, what you don't want to do is, if you have a little bit of moisture in there to go along with the yolk, it helps the coverage when you egg wash your pastry. Because what we're going to do is, once we've rolled it up, we're going to make it look lovely. So the egg needs to run like that. You don't want any big gloopy pieces of egg, or it won't spread very well with a pastry brush. You need to paint it on. Okay, let's go back down to the sausages. Okay, so now we have our sausage mix. There's quite a lot of mix there, so you could make 2 lots if you've got enough pastry, okay? But what you want to do is you want to take the pastry and make a sausage out of it, okay? Grab a large piece, and then what you do is about a thumb's length, an adult thumb's length there. You want to go right in the centre, like that, okay? Be nice and bold with it. You want a nice chunky, oh, I forgot something. Wowzers, that was lucky. Go back, flip reverse it. Parma ham. If you haven't got the Parma ham, don't use it. Alright? Nearly forgot about that. And lay that in there like that. Lay your Parma ham in there. Sorry, forgot about that. That was rubbish. Okay, so what you want to do, take it out, just put it in there like that. Okay? Like I say, probably, you might be able to spread it out a little bit more. Probably like that. Fine. I've got 4 rashers here, that'll do us. Take it out and put it on there, like each rasher like that. Like that. I've got one more here because I bought this from Asda and they had about 4 to 6 slices in it. But if you haven't got that, just spread it out a little bit. So what you could do is probably do it that way, long ways, and it'll just be enough, it'll be fine. Okay? So that's your Parma ham done, okay? Now we put the sausage meat in it. So we've got this nice mix, okay? Right, nice mix like that. And put it there, like that. Okay? All the way in, like that. Get another bit of the mix. Sit that there like that. Okay? Nice and even. Now, any mix left over, you can use that in something else. Okay? Notice how I'm trying to get it nice and even. Okay? A nice chunky sausage roll. Alright? Now at this point, bring the Parma ham over like that and all the way round it. Bring it over and all the way round it. So bring this over the meat like that and bring it over it like that. Perfect. It will stick because it's quite fatty, this stuff. Alright? And then just make sure it's nicely covered. Alright? That's what we're talking about. So you've got a nice piece of Parma ham around all the pork like that. Okay? Now we're good. Happy with that? Now, to try and stop the pastry from getting too soggy, this meat should do it, the Parma ham. But I'm going to do a little trick, a little sprinkle of semolina. All that does is it soaks up the moisture, okay? What we're going to do is when they're cooked, you only eat them when they're slightly warm, alright? Not when they're hot out of the oven. You need to give them time to relax, okay? Now, this is where the fun begins, folks. What we're going to do is we're going to lift up the pastry like that, okay? And bring it over the top like that. Now notice you've got a little bit of an overlap there. We're going to sort that out in a minute, okay? So lift this back a little bit like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a bit of egg yolk here, that egg wash, along this lip here, okay? So run it all the way along like that. And then with this pastry, pinch it in and bring it home there, like that, on there, okay? And what you want to do is you want to get your fingers like a claw action to kind of pinch it together. So you have that nice feel there. You see that? Okay, now what we're going to do, now we've done that, well you can't really see that very well, hold on. Let's see if we can bring the brightness down. So my fingers are down here, let me just bring this down a little bit so you can see what I've done. How's that look? Sound a bit better? It's a bit bright, isn't it? Let's take the light away a little bit. Is that better? Is that better? It's really tight, tough to see. So what you should have, let me take this off a second. Let me bring this down a little bit. Right, bear with me folks, this is where the fun stops. So what I've done, hold on. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and flip reverse it for you. So what I've done is I've brought the pastry in, okay, and just let me do that. So behind there you should see that the pastry there is nice and tight against the meat there, okay, all right. That probably didn't help, but I've tried my best here. It's partly chaotic today, so we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Okay, so now you've got the pastry like that, okay, and this here. So now what you're going to do is you're going to cut here a nice lip and take that away like that, okay. So now we've got a nice tidy lip on there, okay. Grab a fork, okay, grab a fork, dip it into your flour, okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to press it down like that, all the way along, and crimp it, they call this, This will make sure that it won't seep anywhere. Okay, nice and firm. And it won't stick, alright? Like that. Okay, and then give it another cut if you want to make it fancy. Alright? Okay? And there you have your sausage rolls. Okay? Are we all good? We all good? Right, now, this is where it gets even better, alright? So now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut these in, doesn't matter how much, what size you want, but let's do it like this, all the way down, like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to get a baking sheet. Have we seen the baking sheet there? You can't really see it, hold on a second. So I've got a baking sheet here, okay? Give it a light rub with a little bit of oil, like that. Get some kitchen roll, and then rub it on like that. Okay? That's cool. And then put your sausage rolls on there like that. Okay? Keep them nice and even, cut all the way down. Bring it up, and there you go. There's your sausage roll. That's what we're talking about. All right. There. There. Look at that. That's what we're talking about. Okay. And then we've got another 3 more to go in there. So a nice even cut, take your time, like that. The nice bits and pieces around there gives it a nice feel. You know, it gives it that kind of homely touch. Sometimes being too refined is okay, but not everybody wants that. I've cut that bit off because I'm being a bit... There you go. Right, so you've got like 8 nice, chunky. You've even got a bit more mix to make some more sausage rolls. I'll make some more when we're off camera. Okay? Now, what you do, now you've got it at this stage, get your egg wash, make sure you take the excess off, and give it a nice even brush. Your oven's at 200, give it a nice brush like that. Alright? Okay? Give it a nice coat of egg wash. Make it look pretty, make sure it's nice and even, so you get a nice even glaze. Alright? Okay, doing the same with these. Get a nice even glaze on. Alright. Oh, bit too much egg there, never mind. It happens. There you go. Nice brush of the egg yolk there. Alright. Now there was another ingredient that I rushed out to get before coming on here. Going live, is some fennel seeds. Optional. Alright? But these little beauties, wherever they are lovely. Like little seeds like that. Okay? Sprinkle a couple on there. Not all of them. Do one side if you want. That's it. Keep the other ones different. These ones, you could even put a little bit of sea salt on. Make them a bit funky. Alright? Okay, so they go in the oven. Alright? Throw them in the oven at about 200 degrees for about, let me just check, because I did have a recipe, about 30 minutes. Something like that. Maybe 35 minutes, okay? And I want to see the pictures of them baked, alright? Straight in the oven, okay? Leave them be. That's it, alright? Don't worry about them. What you want to see is a nice golden colour on the outside. A nice golden colour on the outside. And Yeah, about 20 to 30 minutes, okay, in the oven for 200. But what I want you to see, nice golden crust and the meat oozing with juiciness, alright? It's going to look great. When you bring them out, let them settle down for a little bit, okay? And they'll be nice and calm, alright? Now, let's do the vegetarian one. If everybody wants to do the vegetarian one, I'll keep talking. Anybody see my steak and chips video? Anybody give me a shout out on that? If you haven't, give it a look. It's great. Well, I'll say so myself, but yeah, give it a go. That's still on Facebook, Bonker's Cookery School. Give it a shout out and have a look and share it. Okay, now I'm going to wash my hands. Let's do the vegan one. If I confuse everybody, I always say vegan when I mean vegetarian. I'm not doing very well today. Let's crack on. Okay, first of all, you should have a baked sweet potato. So let's get that. This is going to make a smaller sausage roll because I've only got one large sweet potato. Cut it in half, alright? And what happens is, if I show you, when you've got it cooled down, the skin should just come off like that. And you should have just one nicely roasted sweet potato, alright? So, now we've got that. What we're going to do is we're going to season it up. Season it up like we did on all the others. Salt and pepper again. And then mash it up with our fingers, alright? So you've got that kind of mix. You don't want to mix it up too much, just mash it up a little bit so it's got bits and pieces. Alright? Then what we're going to do, we're going to get the pastry. Now at this point with the sweet potato, I'm going to add a little bit of herb in now. I'm just going to use some mixed herbs. Got a little top mixed herbs somewhere. Yep. Just simple mixed herbs. You can use fresh parsley if you want, but I'm going to put some mixed herbs in it. Like that. It's got the seasoning in it. Roll out your pastry, which is already rolled out, which is great. See, it's nearly the same size as the other one. Notice I keep it on the grease proof. Okay, this is the easy bit. Okay, so instead of remember our onions? Right, we've done our onions. We're going to serve that with something separate. So, your onions go on the base because it's all about the base. Okay, that's your base like that. Remember, don't put the rosemary in there. So this is for the vegetarian one. Alright, these are going to be a little bit smaller, okay, because the sweet potato is quite the reason why we bake it is so it keeps it quite dry. If you were to boil it, it would suck up all the moisture and you don't want that. So a nice even layering of the caramelised onion like that. Spread it out a little bit like that. So that's all good. Keep some back because you need that for the meat one. Okay, let's get rid of that rubbish. Okay, now we're in a good place. So you mix up your sweet potato here, okay, and just lay it on top like that, but a little bit flatter. Okay. The thing that's going to hold this together is the puff pastry, and this is going to be slightly different. This one we're going to bake it whole. So we're not going to cut it like the other one. And that goes all the way across one of your shop bought. See that? You can probably get all of that in there. So that's one whole sweet potato like that, okay? We're going to make this slightly different. Grab our Greek feta, push it forward a little bit, okay? Open this out. So the feta cheese, easy peasy. You want to get rid of that water, so pour that into a container like that. Into a container. And then what we're going to do with this, really simple. Going to take the cheese like that, bring this back into the game here. There you go. Let's turn it like that so you can see what we're doing. Okay, ready? Crumble it in your fingers and sprinkle it over the top. Okay? That's your bit of cheese in there. So look at that, not too much, see that? Save the rest for a Greek salad. Alright? There you go, look at that. Maybe a little bit more cheese, depending on how much you want to go with it. But I'm sticking with that. Okay? Okay, move that out of the way, don't need that anymore. Got my second baking sheet. Running out of kitchen roll at a rate of knots. Good one. Bear with me a second. We've done alright here. So just gone 3. The sausage rolls are happy in the oven. And these ones, we're going to do the same again. So now, I'm going to put a little bit of the oil on there just so it keeps it from sticking too much, even though it's a non-stick one. Rub it. So we've got the oil on everywhere, so it's all happy. Alright. I'm going to season it up one more time for the roast. Not too much salt now because the feta is quite salty. Now you're going to use this paper now as a way of sealing the dill. Alright, so this one, egg wash it here. We're going to use a bit more pastry in this one because we just want to make sure it seals. We're going to make these round without the crimp, okay? Alright, like that. One of the bristles have come off my brush. There you go, make sure you keep an eye on that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to touch the pastry. We don't need to, okay? We're going to move it over and basically make a roll. So hopefully this pastry should come off. Be careful, take your time, look after it. Okay, so there you go. Okay, now don't touch the pastry because it's a bit sticky, because the longer it stays out of the fridge, the stickier it becomes. It's a bit of a bummer. Right, I'm going to wash it a little bit more now. Okay, let's put some flour in here. Don't think it's going to help much, but I think it's just where it's... Okay, so over again like that, and then that is our sausage roll. Okay, flatten it down a little bit. Okay, might be a little bit too much pastry, so bring it in a little bit like that, and then we are going to trim it. We want to make these good, don't we? Right, lose that. Now what we've got to do is flour it a little bit, because we've got to try and handle this now. So now, get rid of this. That's that. And now, I think this might be a little bit too big, but let's see what happens. So I'm going to shift it right across onto here. That'll be alright. Boom. Right, so that's on there like that. That's alright. We'll work it out when it comes out. Should hold it all in together. Perfect. Right, so that's on. So we've managed to get it in. Okay, it's going to blow it up and dry out. What we've got to do with this one is probably bake it for a little bit longer because we want it to dry out. Egg wash it like before. Be a little bit braver with this one. Okay? And let it cool down. Whereas the other one, you can probably eat it warm. This one, you probably need to cool it down. Alright? If it doesn't fit on the baking sheet, I'm going to be brave with this one. I'm going to crack on with it, right? But this one, we're going to bake nice and hard in the oven, same as the other one. And we're going to cut it when it comes out. So we're going to lift it off and cut it, okay? This one, we can put fennel seeds on top of that one as well. Oh, as I chuck fennel seeds everywhere. Now do, goes well with, be alright with sweet potato. There you go. Okay, that one I'm going to put a bit more, a little bit of sea salt on the outside. Okay, that's that. Let's get that one in the oven. So that's good. Done. So our sausage rolls are in the oven, but I'm going to bring these bad boys out. Show you where they are about halfway. Right, so that's what they're looking like at the moment. Notice that? Look, beautiful. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a bit of an egg wash, right? A little bit more of an egg wash around the tips there. Oh, great, well happy with them. All right, let's throw them back in. Lovely. Oh, these end ones we can give them a bit more of an egg wash. All right. Sometimes you can do that if you want. Give them a bigger, better crust. They smell great. Alright? Okay, so everybody's still with me? While I'm tidying up, we're going to start dressing it. I'm going to show you how to present this, okay, to make it look beautiful. Alright, so let me get rid of the eggs. Get rid of this meat. Here, let's lose that, put it in the fridge. Save that for a rainy day. We've got some more sausage rolls. We don't need to have flour anymore. Let's lose that. The 2 ton of fennel I threw everywhere. What you don't see behind me, because I keep the cameras here, the shambles the other side of the kitchen is a car crash. But I hope you guys have kept up. If you haven't, pause and just keep on watching. All right? It's not a drama. It's all about doing it, really, and following the instructions. If you're not sure, pause, reverse it, and have a look again. All right? It's not a drama. It's all about keeping an eye on it. Let's give another clear up here. Right. So now, everybody remember the onions that we had left over. So, what you do now is right. So we're going to grab our wooden board, okay? So I'm going to make a cheeky little slaw. So let me find another bowl. So mixing bowl there, okay? So you don't have to use a coleslaw, make it like an afternoon tea or something, okay? So I'm going to make a cheeky little slaw. Don't try this at home, folks, because I'm using something called a mandolin live on air. That's not. If that's not brave, it's stupid. Okay. So I've got some red cabbage left over. So what I'm going to do is use something like you won't be able to use one of these. They're quite dangerous. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this. So notice I've stopped talking so I can concentrate. I'm going to make a little slaw to go with the sausage rolls. So that's that. That goes in our bowl. Just chop it a little bit. There's a bit of core there. Get rid of that. Got to be nice. All right. Okay. Chop that in half like that so it's a bit smaller to eat. Put that in our bowl. Lose that. Okay. Onions in our little, just to make a quick slaw. So we've got onions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice these up. Nice and fine. Alright. Chop them up a little bit actually because only the ends. Alright. Get that in. Maybe a little bit more. There you go. Right. Put that on there. Right, so there's our onions. Okay, then what we do with that, a bit of mayo, not too much. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. That's that. Grab a fork, mix it up. Don't want it too heavy on the mayo because you know, not good for us. And then you've got a simple slaw. That's it. Job's a good one. All right. You can add lime juice to this, but we're just gonna make a simple one for this. All right. So that's a simple slaw. Leave it for a few minutes to wilt, so it's not as hard to eat. All right. That's a simple slaw like that. Then what we do is, I've got a little terracotta pot. So I'm going to put a terracotta pot here. The rosemary that was cooked with the onions. Well done, Dave. Look at that, hit the target. So you've got your onions to go with that, right? That's to go with both the goes with both the vegetarian and the some cherry tomatoes that people can pick off and eat. You could char grill them if you want. There you go, like that. Okay, and that's that. Okay, then you could serve salad here. You could put a salad here, wouldn't matter. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put, I've just got to find something to put the slaw in, but if I haven't got anything, we're just going to throw it right on the deck. So, the slaw, just leave it there like that. Look at that. Boom. There you go. Right, that's that. Wash your hands. Now what you could do, if you wanted to treat your dad, is have some sliced meats from the supermarket, you know, like parma ham, salami, whatever you like. Okay. I tell you what, these sausage rolls are not far off, so we're going to hang back, right? I'm going to serve these sausage rolls fresh on here, and you're going to see what they're going to look like, all right? Other thing you could do is get some whole grain mustard, okay? Which is quite cool. This is M&S whole grain mustard, about £2.50. But you know what? It's for your dad for Father's Day, so stick that on the deck, all right? The other thing I found, you always find little treats in local farm shops. This one is smooth honey mustard. Lovely. I had it with a pork pie the other day. Really nice. So if your mum and dad or you as a family go to a farm shop or a garden centre, always look out for these odd little flavours. Really interesting. Put that down as well. Okay. Let's take the lids off that so we can see those. All right. Okay. And now, give it a few more minutes. Right, so, how's everybody done today? How's the film been? Has it been okay? Everybody been alright? I'm just kind of filling for a little bit. I just want to make sure we're all happy bunnies. Because I've noticed that there's not been any comments and I'm not sure why. Either that or I'm boring people. Right, so, don't know, next week we're going to do tarts, lemon tarts next week. So I'm going to do the same again. Someday, do the ingredients. Oh, has anybody noticed anything different about me? Last week, this morning, I had it all sorted. So what do you reckon? What do you reckon's wrong with me? Something's changed. Another couple of minutes. All right, so next week we're going to do tarts because I'm not being funny. By the end of this week, nice one. Okay, so basically, if you play your cards right on Sunday, I'm not making any promises here, but I think your dads will be quite happy with these magic sausage rolls. Equally, the steak and chips, if you can pull off the steak and chips, fantastic. Post pictures on Bonker's Cookery School. Don't want to see pictures of you, I want to see pictures of your food. I want to see your efforts, alright? If you're happy to share them, fine. But let's see your pictures of your food. Let's make it look beautiful, alright? Yes, I know, dear, you cut them off, alright? Okay, so these sausage rolls are nearly done. I know I've overrun by 15 minutes. I try and do it in an hour, right? But sometimes you've got to wait for this. If you had smell-o-vision, you'd be going mad over this, all right? So here we go. Right, I'm going to bring these bad boys out of the oven, all right? I'm going to bring you down to the board so you can see what they're like. The vegetarian ones, all right, haven't quite made it yet. So we're going to... Let me put these over here. Right, so these are the mustards. This one's amazing. Look at that one. Whoa, that's the honey mustard. That's beautiful. And this whole grain mustard is really good for Marks and Spencer's. Not one to ruthlessly plug them, but if you want to do something really nice, try and get it from them. It's always good. Okay, ready? Let's go. Let's bring these bad boys out. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Right. Now, because of the size of oven I've got, I've put the vegetarian one that was cooking underneath the meat one to the shelf above, so it browns off. All right. Be patient with those ones. Okay. So here we go. Right. Without the aid of a safety net. Look at those. That's what we're talking about. Look at that. These are what we're talking about. Nice, funky sausage rolls. Give them a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Might need a little... these are good. Look at that. And present them. They're sausage rolls, but make them look beautiful. Notice they haven't stuck that much. Look at that. And there you have it, folks. They are senior sausage rolls. Look at that. How's everybody thinking about that? So that's my Posh sausage rolls. What you'll see is, look at that, nice and juicy, all right? And the bacon round it, and then you've got the nice bit of fennel and a nice egg wash. That is what we're talking about. If yours aren't ready yet, don't bring them out unless you have to, okay? But I'll tell you what, they look pretty senior if you ask me. There you go. You can look at it for a little bit longer. But presented like that, amazing. Bit of mustard, bit of mayonnaise, bit of salad. Wowzers. Those for lunch, steak and chips for dinner. I know it's a Sunday, but to hell with it. All right? Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for the support. Thanks for all the new viewers. Brilliant. If you've just joined us, keep it going. And I'll be here next week to do another one, which is going to be lemon tarts. All right? Thank you very much. Have a great day. And thanks for watching. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.